The number one thing is, this is a reminder that we live in earthquake country and that everybody needs to be prepared.
A tsunami warning triggered by a 7.0 magnitude earthquake has been lifted for the Oregon and California coasts. We'll look at the response to that earthquake coming up in one of our top stories. Plus,
and Gresham police detectives arrest a man accused of several violent crimes at a couple spa businesses. We'll have details on his arrest and the charges he now faces.
KGW has touched down in Indianapolis. We are here to cover the Oregon Ducks take on Penn State in the Big Ten Championship game from Lucas Oil Stadium. Make sure to keep it locked here on KGW for a preview.
well, good morning and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ashley Grams. Chris McGinnis is going to join us now for a look at your weekend forecast. Everybody has this Friday off, Chris.
Yeah, how did we get roped into this, right? They're just prepping for the big game, right? Kickoff in about 34 hours and 59 minutes, but who's counting, right? All right, let's get you out the door. This is a live look from our Wells Fargo Sky Camera. It's clear, it's crisp, it's 33 at the airport. If you're not waking up to an east breeze, you're probably waking up to temperatures in the 20s. Hillsborough, 28. Okay, Beaverton, 30. Not much of an east breeze there, but 28 in Scappoose, 27 Battleground. We slide south into the valley. Another day where there is fog as you get down towards Lynn and Lane counties. It's 31 right now in Albany. I'll show you a camera down there in a second. Here's a look at our day planner. We have generally partly sunny skies in our forecast today. So a nice day, a dry day today, but we're watching rain that is coming our way tomorrow. I will walk you through that with Futurecast in just a few minutes. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. That is Wilsonville. I-5 northbound traffic coming right into your living room there with the headlights. It's in pretty good shape. Over on the west side, Highway 26 looks good as well. I-5 through North Portland, not bad. I mentioned the fog in the southern part of the viewing area. So if you're heading from Salem south to Albany, you look at that camera, you can see what you're encountering. And with the temperatures below freezing, there are likely some slick spots on the roads in that fog and freezing fog. But so far, no unexpected freeway delays just yet. Ashley?
Thank you so much, Chris. A 7.0 earthquake hit off the California coast yesterday, causing a tsunami warning for much of the west coast, including here in Oregon. This is video of some of the damage in Northern California. You see things knocked off store shelves, smashing onto the floor, some doors even knocked off their hinges. The earthquake hit west of Humboldt County, with a tsunami warning stretching from the Bay Area up to Florence, Oregon. Thankfully, there was no tsunami and the warning was lifted. But minutes after it was issued, boaters could be seen heading out to sea from Brookings Harbor in southern Oregon to prevent potential damage at port. We headed to Reedsport in Douglas County, where officials evacuated waterfront areas and activated levees to stop the waves. City manager says this was great practice and that they'll review what they learned to make sure they're prepared next time.
It's really been on our mind, and in the morning we'll be doing a recap with the Douglas County and the emergency management to identify deficiencies and work on a better solutions. But we talked and we really felt like it went well.
Schools in Reedsport also went through emergency procedures, and while the buildings are outside the tsunami zone, buses were ready to take students further away if necessary. A man accused of 2 violent attacks at a couple Gresham businesses last month made his first court appearance on Thursday, and detectives in Gresham believe there may be more potential victims. Now, I want to warn you that some of the details in this story are graphic and upsetting. Devin Haskins is live outside the Multnomah County Detention Center this morning. Devin, can you walk us through how police tracked him down?
Yeah, Ashley, 20-year-old Habib Habibi remains in jail this morning, accused of several violent crimes against 2 employees at a couple Gresham spa businesses. He was arrested earlier this week after police tracked him down a couple weeks after he attacked those 2 spa employees. It was back in mid-November that Gresham police say Habibi went into a spa on Southeast 181st Avenue and attacked the lone worker inside the business. According to court documents, Habibi choked the woman until she was unconscious. When she woke up, she was being sexually assaulted. Then on Thanksgiving Day, workers at another spa in Southeast Stark reported a similar attack. Investigators say as Habibi tried to choke a female employee inside a massage room, she fought back and kicked him. Court documents say the suspect ran away, and then police were able to track him down using surveillance cameras and a backpack he had left behind.
It's shocking to begin with. A lot of times we don't necessarily see or hear these things because, to be honest, massage parlors quite often don't report crimes that we're aware of.
According to court records in Oregon, Habibi doesn't have any prior criminal charges as an adult. Again, Gresham police believe there may be more victims, so if you know anything or recognize him, you're urged to call Gresham police. Habibi will be back in courts next week.
Thank you so much, Devin. Thank you. You see this alert as you drive into work this morning. If you see this alert, the Lane County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing 76-year-old woman. Cheryl Lee Guajardo was reported missing on Wednesday. She was last believed to be driving near Highway 58 on Tuesday, driving a 2022 Toyota RAV4 with the license plate D47900. She's known to drive between Eugene, Bend, and Portland to go shopping. Guajardo is white, about 5'8", with long white hair and dark eyes. The Lane County Sheriff's Office says she suffers from memory issues and dementia. If you know anything, please contact the Sheriff's Office. A more than 50-year-old barge has been removed from the Columbia River after sitting outside the city of Rainier for more than a decade. State officials were worried the vessel could come loose and float down the river. They say there are hazardous materials inside that could harm waterways. The barge now sits on a dry dock in North Portland as it waits to be dismantled. Oregon's Abandoned and Derelict Vessel Removal Fund is footing the bill, and it's costly. It's estimated dismantling the barge will cost a little over $1 million. Well, turning now to sports, the Seattle Kraken returns to KGW tonight. They take on the New Jersey Devils at 4 o'clock. Coverage starts right here on KGW at 3:30. There will be no KGW news at 4, 5, or 6, but we will have a special edition newscast at 7. Then tune back in for KGW News at 11. And we're just one day away from the Big Ten championship game, where number 1 ranked Oregon will take on number 3 Penn State. KGW sports reporter Orlando Sanchez is live this morning from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis with a preview. Orlando, what's on the line here?
That's what I'm talking about here, Ashley, as we stand in front of Lucas Oil Stadium near downtown Indianapolis. This will be the site of the Big Ten championship game. And, well, what's at stake? Number 1, a championship, something that Dan Lanning and company are searching for their very first as a head coach and as a group. For the players who all came here, they were promised a championship opportunity. This will be their first opportunity to do so. And for the players that were part of this team last year, they felt the heartbreak of coming up short in a championship game, losing in Vegas in the Pac-12 championship. Now they have that opportunity. That sets the stage. Not only can the Ducks win a championship, but earn the top seed in the college football playoff and a first-round bye. That would be huge, because it would mean likely the easiest path to winning that coveted national championship and the very first in program history. And when they come off that bye, it would be a trip to the Rose Bowl. And who doesn't want to go to Pasadena, California on January 1st of 2025 to watch those Oregon Ducks take one step closer in the quarterfinals of the college football playoff? But right now, first things first is they've got to take care of business against a really tough Penn State squad. Just one loss on the season, a top 3 matchup nationally for the Big Ten championship. Those Oregon Ducks making their first appearance in their first year, and they're kind of like Thanos, collecting all those infinity stones, defeating the perennial powers of the Big Ten Conference. And this is the last one that they need to get it done and move on to the CFP playoff. The Ducks, 3.5-point favorites. Ashley, back to you.
Love to hear it, Orlando. We're crossing our fingers for a trip to Southern California, right? We'll hear more from Orlando coming up at 5:45. Then tomorrow night, he'll be live on KGW News at 5, just before the game kicks off. You can catch the Big Ten championship game tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. And what's football without, a little trash talk? In good fun, right? Chris, we reached out to our station in Scranton to place a little wager on the game.
What they have to say.
Here's what they had to say.
Hello to all of our friends in Oregon. I'm Mindy Ramsey. This is John Meyer, and we have a little message for you.
We want to say we are Penn State. So this is Penn State country here, and Oregon comes into the Big Ten this year.
Right.
For the first time, and thinks with their flashy uniforms and all that.
Yeah, they're wearing all black for this
They go undefeated and can just roll into the Big Ten championship game. Well, we were a little surprised that Penn State's playing in the game, but Penn State's going to win.
That's what we say. We think Penn State's going to win, but if by chance we don't, we might be up for sending you some Penn State or some Pennsylvania treats.
Yeah, so maybe a little wager, tasty cakes, some of our Middlesworth potato chips. If we can send Pennsylvania pierogies, we'd figure out a way. That's if Penn State loses. That's not going to happen.
Nope.
It's going to be a Penn State win with our plain blue uniforms, plain white uniforms. Forget about the flashy ducks. We're going for the Lions. See you later, everyone. Go Penn State.
We are.
They got the roar in there.
Gotta get the Nittany Lion in there, right?
Exactly. So if Oregon wins, they send us some treats, tasty cakes, Hearst chips.
Tasty cakes are fun. I grew up eating those.
Okay.
Hearst chips, pretty good.
Very good. And then if Penn State wins, which they're not going to, we will send them some Oregon wine and some cheese.
Penn State alumni over here. So tough being in enemy territory here, but it'll be an awesome game. There's no doubt about that. It should be two really good teams going at it. So here's to a good game, right? Let's get you out the door and give you a look at the satellite radar loop, because things are changing eventually. One more day of kind of blasé weather here, and then we're going to get wet as we go into the weekend. So I'm going to talk about that. Two systems pinwheeling off the Pacific Northwest coast. That's going to send a moisture plume our way tomorrow. Here's Futurecast. Today at noon, we are generally looking at broken cloud cover across the region, increasing clouds. We'll call it partly sunny today for the areas that get out of the fog. Now, fast forwarding into tomorrow, this is in the wee hours of Saturday morning. The Oregon coast starting to get wet. And by or maybe shortly after sunrise tomorrow, we are starting to get wet here in Portland. And from then on, Western Oregon, Southwest Washington, Northwest Oregon, pretty much a most of the day rain event during the day on Saturday. That system will then kick east Saturday evening. Snow levels will come crashing down, and then we'll be left with the area getting peppered with showers and numerous showers and sunbreaks during the day on Sunday. So be prepared for that, a wet weekend, or at least a wet Saturday for sure ahead. This morning we're dry, we're crisp, we're cold. It's 30 in Beaverton, 22 over in Burns right now, and 30 down towards Eugene. As we look at the big picture here, you can just about make out the silhouette there of Mount Hood off in the distance. We're still a little ways away from sunrise here. 33 at the airport, but again, some of us waking up to temperatures below freezing. It is crisp out there, and the temperatures are not going very far today. This is at Futurecast late this afternoon. Mid-40s across the region for daytime highs, maybe near 50 if we see enough sunshine. Here's our 7-day forecast. I've got us at 48 today, and then the rain comes in probably by sunrise or shortly thereafter Saturday. Saturday's going to be a wet day, and then sun breaks and showers on Sunday, and then just as quick as the rain moves in, it moves out. We've got fog to sunshine Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.